This is Torsas, Kami, and Zen, and for Vitality's K-Dop, Fairy Peak, and Scrub Killa as we start off with a shot from K-Dop, getting one on the board. There was a lot of defensive errors there, but K-Dop took it the distance himself. We saw Scrub Killa try and drop it down, but he didn't really need to. So went off the backboard, K-Dop slots it in. First one on the board for Vitality.
I misspoke. Yes, Renegades versus Vitality. We're on the opposite side of the bracket, but here we go. Vitality hot off of a nice thrashing from NRG as they received it on the main stage. They got swept by probably, I think, is the most dominant team in North America, maybe even the world. I thought that Vitality might have been the most dominant team in the world, but man, NRG really showed them what for. Can they recover versus Renegades? This is looking sort of in their favor thus far.
We did know that Scrub Killa, after speaking to Greg a little bit earlier on, was very excited to play Energy before, but after what happened there, maybe that excitement was just a little bit too much for them. Now they're able to try and rein things in. They're not on the main stage, don't have all the pressure of the crowd watching. There is only a crowd at home paying attention to the way they perform here, and that might be where they thrive, especially they're kind of used to that situation with the RLCS and the way they performed there. We haven't really seen too much of them in LAN settings with this specific roster. Saw them at Leipzig. They didn't do as well as they could have there. K-Dop, Fairy Peak, and Scrub Killa, they've been performing quite well as a team and working together on offense a lot of the time to pull off some insane shots throughout the season. But we haven't really seen much defensively from them after that last series. But holding on to this one goal in this game, not really the connection they wanted there, but they're still working out the creases that were pretty apparent in that last series that we saw on the main stage for them against NRG.
A lot of good moves here from Vitality. They're showing me that they're still mentally in this. There's been lots of awareness. I think K-Dop really is the centerpiece of this. And a lot of people will say Scrub Killa, Scrub Killa, Scrub Killa. He's the young prodigy and whatnot, but like K-Dop has proven time and time again that he's a champion. And he really needs to play up to speed and with the rest of his team. And like I said, K-Dop is there to put in the goal.
What a way to put it in the goal, too. So Kami dropped that down. Torsas desperately tried to clear it away, almost cleared it into his own net. Fortunately, he did not have enough possession on the ball to keep it away from the clutches of Vitality on offense. They were able to take it forward. K-Dop slotted in. Now 2-0. It could potentially be a 3-0 in this one. Instead, it was going to be most likely a 3-1 for this series. And the way Renegades are performing so far, it might just be a 3-0 sweep like the scoreline is right now. As another one from K-Dop, a hat trick, definitely stepping up to the plate after their performance in the last series.
And the Renegades cannot seem to get the ball away from the backboard and the crossbar. That's the second time they've come off of their own woodwork into a favorable scoring position for Vitality. Vitality's going to say thank you, pick that up, move along. 3-0 for Vitality versus Renegades. And then a fourth one for K-Dop, as they're really running away with this first one.
That's exactly what Vitality want, especially like we keep ragging on the series that happened. It was so much that could have been, but it was a 3-0 sweep Energy against Vitality. This one, 4-0 against Renegades. Renegades, they didn't really have the hardest path to get to this point, and they still have a potential another game if they do win this one to try and qualify for tomorrow. But they're going to have to face off against some tough competition there, especially Vitality. If they want to continue forward, either of these teams have to win this game and another one to qualify too. Going to just lengthen the day since those qualifying matches will be on the main stage as well. So they have to get through all of this and all of that and wait in between.
This is an elimination match, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think we mentioned that before, but this loser of this match is going home. That's kind of one of the joys we have. What a double tap there from Kami, but Fairy Peak with the save. Man, Kami had a really good shot on goal too, but Fairy Peak is just going to say, no, no, no. I saw that coming from 50 screens away. But yeah, loser goes home, and we're not going to be seeing Renegades or maybe Vitality, depending on the way the series goes, but it's looking
more like Vitality's going to move forward.
Pretty good for Vitality, at least in game number one.
Yeah.
We'll see
all the goals,
next game.
all the shots from Vitality on offense. Renegades haven't really done too much. Today, they only faced off against TSM before and lost that one in game 5, unfortunately for them. But TSM were also looking very shaky during the final half of the season for LCS. But Vitality, they get a quick win there, 4-0 against Renegades, and then they are looking to just move on into the next one and the next one after that. Just wanted to wipe the last series from their brains and continue on and qualify again and rematch NRG, which could potentially happen if they make it to day 3.
Yeah, so K-Dop had all 4 goals in that game, and he's really that star player on the roster that I like. If I were going to build a team around 2 players, and I was talking to Stacks about this earlier, it's like you pick Justin in North America, put a roster around him, and then you pick K-Dop in Europe, right?
Yeah.
2 players that have proven, well, Justin doesn't have as good of a pedigree, but K-Dop for sure, multiple world champion, just super consistent, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So here he is. How do you beat him? How do you beat him if you're Renegades?
I mean, if you're Renegades, you just take a little bit of a page out of NRG's book, just stomp them out.
Just beat them.
Well, no, not just
beat
them.
Easy.
It's not that easy. We're not John Madden here. We're not going to say, oh, you just got to score goals and that's all you need to do to win the game. No, it's not that easy. If you're Renegades, they were never able to get out of their side that entire game. No. It was all Vitality on offense. So this time, if they can at least get on offense, they'll be doing 100% better than they were in the last game after not scoring a single goal. We'll see what Zen, Torsas, and Kami can do for this and that effort itself. Torsas over to Zen. He'll have a chance to take this right over top of Berry Peak into the corner, follow through. Early aggression from them, but Scrub Killer off the side wall. They'll try and get the reception, and there's Fairy Peak with a follow-up shot. Kami, he's going to take his time, wait for Zen to take that forward. Centers from there, but we saw a very similar style from Icon earlier on against PSG, where they would put a few shots towards the opposing end, but they wouldn't really try to force the issue on any of these challenges. And we haven't really seen that. The breakout plays were known, like Renegades are known for. The old Chief roster, as not all the players are remaining here, but this is still one of the best OCE teams in that region, and they have qualified for the World Championships in Jersey. We need to see more of that caliber of play from Renegades, and so far they're holding off in the first minute and a few seconds, but they need to do more than just hold off against this Vitality team to get the victory and move on to the next
Vitality is...
Oh, okay.
I was going to say they completely denied the backboard for the Renegades, so the Renegades were just going to use the ground.
And that's what they did here.
Dude, what is Kami doing up there? Like, that's really questionable positioning for Kami, as
it paid off.
He was in front. That's offsides. Like,
yeah.
He was in front of the defense. I don't know what he was doing over there, but I don't even think Fairy Peak knew.
No, I don't think he knew he was even coming, and we didn't even expect it either. He was just going down the right wing, waiting to see what was happening with Fairy Peak, and he was caught unawares and was able to take advantage of that, get the first goal for Renegades, and it's exactly what they needed. Take advantage of the mistakes on defense that we've seen from Vitality throughout the length of this entire tournament. But now K-Dop, he's the one that doesn't make mistakes. He's the one that's always able to put those kind of shots through.
This is a K-Dop shot to perfection. It's not flashy. It's not like anything special. It's just super well placed with pace on the ball, making both defenders in the net miss. He just picks a spot and hits it perfectly every time. The ball squeezed into the net with zero space in between the post and the goal. And that's just perfect positioning for K-Dop.
Great. Oh, I was going to say that would have been a beautiful touch from Kami. Unfortunately, he could not get the connection he wanted. Misses the touch there. Torsas is going to send it through. Defensive line right underneath a K-Dop. Berry Peak is there to pick things up, and Scrub Killer will get the clear. He'll follow up on this one. Kami able to get in between the play. Berry Peak trying to shadow this one, but no, it's not enough. Torsas, that shot looked like there would have been a defender there waiting for it, but instead there's no one home.
All right, what happened here? This is that. Oh man, that is unexcusable for Vitality. That's just a clean whiff. I'm not even really sure if there was anything to be faked on that play.
No, not really. It was a simple shot that should have been an easy
That's
save.
A head scratcher. Don't know what happened there, but the Renegades have the lead. Let's see if they can hold it.
They had it before, and K-Dop was the answer that Vitality had to that goal. We'll see if it can happen again. He has all the goals for Vitality so far. Scrubkilla can't maintain possession of the ball. Have to rely on Fairy Peak to push it forward. Off the backboard and actually away by Torsas. K-Dop can't hold on long enough to get any semblance of offensive pressure going. Kami towards that back wall. K-Dop, a big clear towards midfield. Scrubkilla will continue on that attack. And then a big booming clear again from Kami. Fairy Peak to Zen. He'll take his time. K-Dop is ready and waiting. There's Scrubkilla. He's taking a moment to try and weigh out his options, go back on defense, set it up for K-Dop, off the ceiling and down into Torsas. As well as he'll have a chance for his teammate Zen over the Kami. There's a chance for them to break through, but again, off the wall a bit too wide for the Renegades to get a stronger lead.
I really like that the Renegades are taking it to Vitality. They're not letting Vitality push up on them. They're aggressing them frequently and fast. K-Dop tries to make this touch towards the net. The double tap is denied by Kami. Great save going towards his own net. As you see K-Dop getting in the mix one more time. But here's Scrubkilla on his back wall to defend. Clears received by Kami, and here comes Zen. Fairy Peak beats Zen, and Scrubkilla with the shot on target beats out Torsas from a cheeky top angle.
Beautiful touch by Fairy Peak. Scrubkilla, insane angle on the play to beat out Torsas, as you mentioned. 2-2 now between Vitality and Renegades with less than a minute to play. This is the great offense we're used to seeing from this Vitality roster, which dominated the European RLCS. And Renegades, we did see some semblance of life from them on offense too, but we haven't really seen it in the few minutes of play that have followed after that. Now we might see some more life from Vitality. If they can get one more, it'll be match point for them against the Renegades to move on. Face off. Ooh, against some even tougher opponents. Scrubkilla off the ceiling. Can't get past that defender. Fairy Peak will give it a go. And has to give up the ball as well. 10 seconds remaining. There's a double demo. K-Dop has it way open, but no chance and no control from him to thread it right underneath the needle that he needed.
Yeah, K-Dop didn't jump at that ball thinking he was going to have an open target. He really tried to react to Scrubkilla getting the demo onto the net and then readjusting it, but it was too late. The net was open, but K-Dop was just not in the. He couldn't have predicted that, right? Like you don't play for the net being open. You play to beat the defense.
Scrubkilla trying to play to beat the defense as well and make sure that they don't have to worry if the net's open or not this time. As we are in overtime. There is a booming shot from Fairy Peak. K-Dop has one there, and the defensive error is going to cost Renegades another game in this one. Kami could not do anything there.
K-Dop is the alpha, and K-Dop is the omega. Game ends and game secured by K-Dop in both games, number 1 and 2. Vitality going 2-up over Renegades, and what on paper would look like a very favorable match for Vitality. You know, Vitality kind of gifted Renegades one of those goals, so really I'm not seeing so much out of the Renegades, but there's still 2 games, potentially 3 games left in this series. Renegades are going to have to pull off a reverse sweep. Their backs are against the wall. If they lose 13, it's more than that. It's like 17, 16-hour flight back to OCE.
It's a long flight.
And then you got to come right back over to the States for Newark's World Championships in about 3 weeks. So it's a long trip for them to go. But they are gaining a lot of valuable playing time against some of these European rosters.
All the scrims as well. Like between all these matches, all the teams have been facing off against each other. The managers have been organizing those, and that's been great to see happening in the player pit too. So we'll see if the Renegades can bring things back. They did have some good offensive pressure in the first half of that game, and then afterwards Vitality were able to recuperate their efforts, and then it was all K-Dop on offense. Scrubkilla was able to get involved a few times, same as Fairy Peak. And they didn't really have to worry about defense then. Their best defense was their offense.
There was a middle time in that last match where Renegades was really forcing the issue against Vitality. I want to see that for a solid 5 minutes, but it's hard to do it against Vitality, who I think one of their biggest strengths is just they don't lose their 50-50s very often, and they're able to read your hits very well, just like that. Very Peak was waiting on the sidewall for the clear from the Renegades and was just able to take it right out of their hands.
There might be well, there was an opportunity there if Torsas was a little bit farther to the left on the pitch. Scrub Killa is able to push that right past the defense. Zen, Scrub Killa over to Torsas. That's a good touch from Zen again. But as soon as we see a few of these touches by the offensive Renegades, it's just returned back to them by Vitality. And we haven't seen it too much, the ability of the Renegades to break out of their own side. And then a shot like that from Very Peak, set up by Scrub Killa. Great way to start off this game and potentially the final one of this series.
See, look at that. Like I said, Scrub Killa is just pushing it past 2 players. I mean, total credit to Very Peak for that shot, but Scrub Killa able to beat 1 player, flip, recover on the wall, and then take another 50-50 off of there and push it forward. Just beating so many defenders with 1 player is gonna give you so much space to shoot on.
We'll see. There's only been 1 minute of game time played so far. There might be a chance for the Renegades to try and have some semblance of offense here for them. Torsas does get a pass 2 of them. Now he just has to send it off to his teammate. Pops it up big, but Scrub Killa has to read on the play. There's the counterattack from K-Dop. No chance at all for Renegades to rotate back. And again, K-Dop, Scrub Killa, Very Peak, offensive masterminds on the field.
I don't think I've seen that many players up in an RLCS match at one time. 2 players from Vitality, 2 players from Renegades went for that ball. The member from Renegades who was playing third man instantly backflipped knowing he was wrong to go in that position, but it was too late. Vitality are just going to capitalize on the counterattack. They made a mistake too, then. They sent 2 players up for that ball, but the graveness of their mistake was much more apparent on the Renegade side.
Ooh, and Zen barely able to get the save on the goal line there. A double commit from the defense. Renegades are out of their element here. And there's K-Dop again, slotting one right over top of the defense. 3-0, 3 minutes remain. Similar to what we saw happen in the first game. And if you're Renegades, what can you really do at this point?
I mean, I'd start packing my suitcase, honestly. Just go back up to the hotel, throw your jammies in the bin, and just get a good night's sleep. Because
cheer for Icon, maybe.
Yeah, go root on your fellow countrymen. As this game is looking, man, there's 3 minutes left, but I haven't seen Renegades put up more than 1 goal. Or they put up 2 goals in the previous game,
last one, yeah. But other than that, we haven't seen anything.
3 goal deficit versus Vitality. It's like, yeah, I'm not really seeing that happening.
Especially the way that they've been performing throughout the weekend. It feels like that loss to TSM just took the wind out of their sails. After that one, maybe the scrims just weren't going well for them in the practice, and also the time change is insane for the OCE teams. They had a chance there. Didn't want to write them out yet, but it seems the post did that by itself. So it went off both of them and out. Kami delays the shot from Scrub Killa. Torsas not able to hold on long enough for anything to happen in his favor. K-Dop gives it up to Scrub Killa. Popped over 1 to Very Peak, straight towards the net. That's really the post, but Scrub Killa cleans it up and gets involved in his own right. 4-0 now for Vitality.
And you just cannot seem to catch. Like, look at that challenge from Vitality. Every single time it's squeezing past the Renegades members. At that point, it's not a 50-50. It's not random. It's Vitality taking really good angles to the ball and orienting their car in such a way that it's always going to get past the Renegades. And they're just really not able to handle that. Shot on target from Kami, but blocked away by Very Peak. Minute 45 left in this match. And Vitality have all but had the fat lady sing, because this is probably going to be it for the Renegades.
Unless they can somehow completely change their play style in the last, like,
if
there's a hope
If Renegade comes back in this match, I will give you like $500. Like legit. What's your PayPal?
I'd give that all to Renegades because they would have earned it at that point. But you're right. There isn't much anyone can do in this situation, especially against a team like Vitality. They have your number, and they are just downing it nonstop. Telemarketers, and they're just going to continue with it till they can get to the next match, and you just throw your phone in the trash because that's what Renegades would have to do after that one. But 1 minute remaining, and Vitality, I mean, we might as well start looking forward to their next matchup, where they'll be facing the loser of Complexity and Barcelona on the main stream. So either of those teams is going to be putting up a tough fight. Complexity, they've been doing well after qualifying for the RLCS, and then Barcelona, a team that qualified from the Rival Series into the RLCS and qualified for the World Championship.
Yeah, they set a record. First team ever to be qualified into the RLCS, and then instantly going into the World Championship. And again, K-Dop is just going to put more goals on all the way from his own box. Is going to get
that's a beautiful one too.
Man, I didn't even see that. We were talking about the next match, like already writing this over. It's like, hey, K-Dop's like, wait, I still have more to do. From his own box, full tank of boost, flip resets past 2 members of Renegades. Like, if this game already wasn't over.
This game's a warm-up for Vitality. That's what we basically got to call it, especially with all the goals that have been put on and the accuracy we're seeing out of Vitality. They have fixed the issues that they had during the NRG series. Now you're seeing the Vitality we're used to having showcased on streams. 6-0, 9 seconds left. Great coordination and passing plays between Scrubkilla and Fairy Peak there, and even K-Dop getting involved earlier on. And they're going to be going into this next series. If you're Complexity or Barcelona, you're going to be fearful, especially because you're coming off of a loss, and Vitality are coming off of a hot 3-0 against Renegades.
Danny boy, the pipes are calling. And that's going to be it for Renegades as they make their exit from DreamHack Dallas, dropping to Vitality. If you didn't get to see the previous game of the Renegades, it was a much better showing from them versus TSM. We only got to catch Game 5 of that one, but they did take TSM to Game 5, and that's something to be stated. I think the Renegades are going to go home knowing they did okay, of course, but like...
Made it to day 2.
Right. I mean, no team wants to go out, but there has to be losers, and there will be winners.
I mean, we could take a look at the standings if we ever get a chance to see like how all the teams have fared so far and like what teams might be waiting. But before we get to all of that and try and make Quent try to scramble for all of those stats, like why don't we talk about the way this whole event has been going? It's great to see all these teams come out. We have some of the OCE teams represented here. We have a lot of the Rival Series teams as well. We saw the Peeps. They did a pretty solid performance. Unfortunately, fell to Cloud9 earlier on this stream.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Very good game there.
If you missed that, definitely go watch the VOD. It has VOD in it, actually. The VOD with VOD. Hey, that's your new,
that should be a new show. The VOD with VOD. Just analyze VOD. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, go watch that one. That one was a really good match.
That was a good match.
I believe we just finished the match on stage, and I think Barcelona took it over Complexity.
Yeah, so it will be Vitality versus Complexity for that one. So that's going to be a solid one. We also have to see what happens with some other matches going on, but we do have the lovely graphic provided to us. And look at all the teams that have qualified so far. We have Dignitas through. We have Cloud9 through. We do have NRG through on that one. And Barcelona – oh, no, we don't have NRG through.
No.
Because they still got to beat TSM. That'll be, I believe, the match coming up next on stream for the main stage. I could be incorrect on that one.
Yeah, so the most notable name here not to be qualified, of course, is G2. And if you missed that earlier,
true, it
was G2 versus EG over on the main stage. And EG, I would call that an upset, honestly, over – it's so strange. Like, they get knocked into RS last week, and then they come out to the most stacked event internationally ever.
I know, right?
And make top 8.
And beat G2 to do it as well, with a reverse sweep.
Yeah, like
it was great to see a tweet from Corrupted G, who has his birthday today.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Gabe. Happy birthday.
But that's a great present for him, too, to qualify for day 3 of DreamHack Dallas. But what he would say is, like, I wish the promo relegation was on land at this point, because it seems that's the best performance they've had in a while. They didn't really perform as well, which is why they got the bottom 2 in the RLCS. But now we'll see tomorrow if they'll be able to continue where they left off today and perform pretty well there. Dignitas, if you were paying attention to the mainstream, they are on fire and actually are looking pretty solid. Maybe they have a chance to take one of the titles for DreamHack.
I mean, they are the reigning DreamHack victor, correct? True. I believe back in Leipzig they took it over Vitality in the finals.
They're just trying to collect all the wheels.
all the
wheel trophies.
All the BF Goodrich sponsorship wheels that we have. And even though Dignitas did not have a very good RLCS season, I still have them as one of the favorites for winning because they're the most winningest LAN team in history.
True.
I believe. That's off the top of my head, but I want to say that's factual.
Unless there's some like smaller LANs that have been going on that people have just been like winning all those. But those don't really count. For majors.
Yeah, for majors. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
For majors. So unfortunately, all the good things must come to an end, and the B stream will not be showing any more matches. All the matches will be going on to the main stage. So a very big shout out to Quint, who's been doing all of our production for the past 2 days. He's been producing, observing, doing all of our sound. It's literally just one guy. Like
it's been a lot of work on him.
It's literally one person doing all of this behind the scenes.
And then we have all the admins that have been helping out too.
Yeah, shout outs to all the admins.
Shout outs to CJ over there.
CJ, D-Pants.
We already shouted out
Jasher, Jasmine as well, all of our admins.
True.
Donnie's been helping us as well. And of course Daz, who was doing this earlier. McLando, Grizzy as well.
True.
And thank you so much for supporting us. I know you guys have been keeping us at a pretty, good amount of viewers for this first attempt at a B stream, and we hope you really appreciated the effort.
Let people know if you want more.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some really good matches on here that would have gone unseen if not for this effort for the B stream. So, contact your local Psyonix employee.
Psyonix representative.
Contact your local
senators.
Psyonix representative. Write them a letter, okay, and tell them to bring the B stream back to DreamHack.
To Valencia as well, because that's the next stop that'll be happening. But we still have Day 3 that'll be happening tomorrow here at DreamHack Pro Circuit at DreamHack Dallas. If you're in the area, definitely want to tune into that. Still trying to determine our last 3 teams actually to qualify in Pool 2. So a lot of people still playing throughout the day, a lot of streams to still watch, so make sure to tune to those on the main stream. And I'm sure Grant has something to show off before we head out for
I didn't really show this off today, and if you're still watching, thank you very much. So I made this custom. I showed this off yesterday. This is a welcome to Texas yeehaw. This is a custom belt buckle that I'm going to award to the winning team, right? DreamHack Dallas champion. It's got the date on it as well, 2019, if you can see it up in the camera. And look at these intricacies of the ball. Like this is
pretty nice.
Really nice piece of.
So they get that.
Like this thing is huge, right?
And the money too.
So for comparison, I'm going to attempt to stand up, right? You're going to see my waistline. If I can scoot back a little bit, like this is what it looks like, right?
Wow.
So it's pretty massive, and I want this to be given out tomorrow. So I'll be showing pictures of it later, and you can follow me socials. You've seen it on the stream all the time. Make sure you follow me, Vod, Daz, all the guys.
At Vodable for me.
Yeah, you've seen where we're going, but we got to close it eventually. So thank you very much again. Have a good night, guys. Go cheer on the mainstream.
See you guys later.